Hey guys, happy Tube Tuesday. It's me, Moonpies, brought to you by netstories.com. Do you notice something different this week? Yeah, the haircut, thank you for noticing. I did get my haircut, but it's beyond that. If you notice the background, there's something's missing, something's moved around. The camera has been moved around, I have been moved around. That's what this week's topic is about. It's tips for vloggers to frame their pictures, frame their videos appropriately. Now, a lot of people they're on laptops, vloggers, or portable cameras, stuff that they can actually take on the go and change their locations. A lot of people dealing with webcams or on their computers or monitors or webcams perched on their computer monitors, as is my case. A lot of times you're sort of shackled to a single position, and as fate would have it, I write for a living, and my day job, my real job, I guess, got in the process of actually encouraging the writers to make videos, which is something I naturally took to. But in the process, they actually brought in like consultants and looked at everybody's videos to say, hey, this is what you could be doing better to frame your shot and all that stuff. So I'm passing on what they told me. I'm passing it on to you, and that's why this setup is right here. First of all, eye level. In all the old videos, you probably see me down, closer to about here, because I would be sitting on a regular chair. I'm actually sitting on a stool right now and have the webcam camera perched up a little bit to give it a more of an eye-to-eye angle rather than look down. Not that I mind the condescension way you used to look down on me, but it's a lot better when you're looking at the camera at sort of face level. And another thing is the actual framing of the shot. Now, those of you who have seen any of my old videos know that in the past I used to have this big old Tube TV, which I covered initially for my work videos, and then I just left it covered for the Tube Tuesday videos, because sometimes there'd be glare on it and stuff like that. And one of the funniest comments I ever heard, it was an insulting jab, but to me, I take it all in stride, was, why is this guy making how to make money YouTube videos when he has an old big Tube TV in the background? Sure enough, yes, that was an old school, old Tube TV, and now it's no longer here. I was never really watching it much anyway, so it may as well be gone. Another thing is I actually moved the webcam around so that there's actually more color. Before it used to be more, the bookcase, you didn't see it. That bookcase you never saw. And that bookcase itself, you're only getting part of it. All of it used to look sort of like just a cluster of mess. It used to look like the wall at a TGI Fridays is what it really did look like. It just had a bunch of books in different directions and just a bunch of junk and toys and stuff that I didn't know what to do with. A lot of times just shooting regular videos in this direction toward the pinball side, I said, well, let me just throw anything I have over there, so it became like a collecting zone for hoarders or something like that. But I sort of cleaned it up a little bit, but I left the color. I was told, hey, that pinball machine, the gumball machine, leave it there. It adds nice color contrast. So, and another thing you'll notice is around me, before, when I was doing the videos, you used to have it was actually like a framed photo of a record that my band put out. I moved it, actually that way, over the top of the pinball machine, so it's not really in my way, and also some framed cassette singles that we put out. And the other thing was just a framed photo of the band. All that is gone. There's nothing back there now. Just to give me more headroom and necessarily not feel like I have something jetting out of my head. And that's important for vloggers, because a lot of times you fire up a webcam and you think, hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep it going. But you really don't. And a lot of times I didn't really do any changes, partly because of laziness, and also because I was thinking, well, gee, that first video I made back in 2007, it has 1.2 million views. Obviously it works for some people. It's the content of the video, not the background, not the eye candy. Not that I'll ever be eye candy, but all that sort of works in concert in making the video work. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that like to see an appealing thumbnail. And since I can't do it visually with my mug, and I can't do it, visually, I don't want to have, like a blanket wrapped over an old TV and like artwork sprouting from my ears as if I'm like a Mouseketeer. When I can give you a nice little steady picture where I moved some art around, incorporated some color and some books. Now you may think I'm actually well read, even though it's mostly my wife that does the reading. Most of those books are just there, collected over time. And a little whimsy with the pinball machine. But that's how I'm going to be framing my Tube Tuesdays from now on. So I made this whole long video basically trying to give you a tip on how to frame your own vlogging video, but also letting you know that this is going to be sort of the new shop for now until someone tells me otherwise, until I move somewhere else or decide to take this into another room in the house. that's what this is all about when you're making these videos, to create people an image that's sort of easy on the eyes, and that's creating balance, contrast, and not make too much clutter around where you're trying to communicate. Eye-to-eye contact with the webcam, centered frame. I mean, I'm pretty much close center square, a little higher than center square, obviously, which is where you should be. Your eyes should be right about 2/3 of the way up or 1/3 of the way down, depending on how you do your fractions. And I'm going to try to do that for the next few weeks, in months or however the case may be. If I have a Tube Tuesday where I'm here talking to you, this is what's going to be the setup from now on. So that's it. That's me explaining the webcam video makeovers, Moon Pies edition, but also offering you tips on what you can do to make your own picture stand out as a vlogger yourself. So just, passing what I know and sharing it forward. Moon Pies, Tube Tuesday. See you next Tuesday.